Hey everyone, Chris from Sidephone here, and today we're going to be showing you what it's like to use Sidephone for the very first time. So what I have done here is I've booted up Sidephone, waiting for the initial Sidephone logo to appear. And what we'll see in a moment is Sidephone's Getting Started guide. It's quite simple, no account entry or anything like that. Getting through the first few steps is pretty straightforward. What I'm also going to show here in the demo today is how to add your very first app pack. So as we can see here, we've got a welcome to Sidephone message. We're going to click start here. We're going to select our country, which is already set. I don't have a SIM card in this device here. I actually have one in this one, which is my daily driver. But for demo purposes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip this here. Date and time looks correct, so we're going to scroll down and click next. Now what we're going to do is join a Wi-Fi network. Let's join this one here. And there we go. If we'd like, we can set a PIN, we can set a password. I don't really need to at this point, so I'm going to click not now, skip anyway. So as you can see there, setup process, about 5 steps, super quick. But now we have a pretty simple screen that I actually want to add a couple apps to. So in order to do that, first thing I'm going to do is open up the app library. This is where you'll see all the other apps that you can add, but it's a bit unique right now. There aren't actually any apps for us to add to the device. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple QR codes here. Now, I have them physically printed, but they're actually also available on Sidephone's website. We're going to have a few different app packs that correspond to various different things. This one here is what we call a browser app pack. So it's got the Vivaldi browser, the Firefox browser, it's got another simplified browser, and then we have an Essentials Plus app pack, which has things like maps and other items like a voice recorder that you may want to use and still very much fits within the dumb phone ethos. So to add an app pack, it's very simple here. You have to make sure you're connected to internet or data, but once you are, you scan a QR code. You're going to click allow, and then it goes to a scanning screen, which we then put the QR code in front of. It'll say fetching repository. You click add app pack, and all of a sudden we have all these apps that correspond to this app pack now available on the phone. What we've done is, based off of community feedback, we've actually separated anything that requires an internet browser into its own category. So if you don't want to use the internet on the device, you don't want things like mail, which requires internet, you don't need to use this app pack. You could just ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, and instead focus on app packs that are more aligned with how you think you'd want to set up the device. So as I see here, there are some that I really like. I want to get a recorder on the device. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install that here. And that's as easy as it is to get a new app. If I go to the main screen, you can see that it's been added there. If I scroll down, you can see it's in my app library. And I now have a voice recorder, which I didn't previously have when I first got the phone. So that's basically how it feels and looks to add a app pack. Very simple process, but it's got an additional level of abstraction. So when you open it for the first time, you're not cluttered with ads or with suggestions for apps that aren't applicable to you. Instead, you have a 2-step method to be able to select how you want to use the device and add only what is applicable based off of that. And that's that. That's what the device is currently looking like here. I've got my lavender case here, which I'll throw on very quickly. This is a nice, cool way to use the device. If this was my personal device, what I would have done was I would actually switch it to another tile like the sundial, or what we see here as the compact QWERTY, which makes it so cool to type on. That's how easy it is to go ahead, get started using Sidephone, and add your very first app pack.